I got time like lyrics in a rhyme. Rhyme and a lip. Damn it, that was reversed. See, improv not that easy.
No, it's not.
Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But then you laugh anyways because it's funny that the person failed.
Yeah, that's true. Well, anyway, we're back from our little break. We were just watching Playhem cast, actually. Earlian, You Daily. It was an interesting TVT. Which, yeah, well, I don't know. Which actually, before the break, we were talking about tactics. So after watching that match, it comes to question the fact of timing and the map as well, and the order of the build and whatnot. I mean, there's actually, and that's only the basics, I would say. I mean, there's so much detail about StarCraft in terms of how complex it is. So, I mean, that is basically the difference between a pro gamer and also a video game caster or a StarCraft caster, noticing those differences, or describing a map, or describing if you're in this map, Zelnaga Temple, I think, was it? No, there was
Caverns?
Zelnaga Caverns. There you go. For example, and then timing. He's a Terran. This is Protoss. Which one has like the upper advantage depending on the map and whatnot, right?
I mean, there's a lot of stuff where the map can dictate what units actually get made in a certain matchup. Where, obviously, in certain races against certain races, you're going to make a unit, right? You're going to make certain units, but some units may be better actually on different maps. Let's say on a map that has a little more cliffs than usual.
Yeah.
Siege tanks will be very good because they have very far range. So melee units trying to get at the siege tanks when there's cliffs there, it's going to make it almost impossible for them to get there because there's no real direct route where they have to go around to get towards the siege tanks. Well, meanwhile, the siege tanks can be firing at them all day. So one map, for example, would be GSL's Crossfire, which is well known for being a siege tank map, and same with the Colossus. Colossus had the same range as siege tanks, so any ranged unit over cliffs is very good. Or somewhere where you can be very mobile with an air army, where mutas kind of come into play. So stuff like that, and then knowing how long it takes to travel across the map.
Wow.
Even like there are images out there that have lines from different maps, and it says flight time this long. Yeah. I've seen them actually. I will probably incorporate them into my studying too, knowing how long it'll take to go from this place to this place, and stuff like that. So it's just little things that you could note and just drop that in there from time to time for the viewers.
And how do you find the race that you are most comfortable in playing? Like, be it Terran, Protoss, or Zerg. I mean, what's the telltale? Like, this is me.
You experiment as much as you can. Like right now, I'm playing Protoss. I mean, I always liked force fields. Let's say I think force fields was really awesome for me. I was like, man, force fields are so sweet, and Blink is awesome. Blink Stalker Micro is so freaking awesome. And I used to play Terran. Yeah. And I just got sick of playing TVZ because you slow siege push over to their base, and like you got Marines, whatever, and you're getting over there, blah 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 blah. It's all so slow. You have to have enough missile turrets against mutas. And it's just boring. I didn't want to do that, and I hated TVT so much. It was like, siege tanks again. Yeah. Great. So I switched to Protoss. It's funny actually. Do you know of the public test server? Public Test Realm, the PTR?
No, I don't.
It's basically where Blizzard will first release a patch. Yeah. Say they want to do some testing on the patch, and they want to get the public's opinion of it or something. Yeah. They'll release it onto the PTR before it goes live to the actual game. Yeah. So you can sign in and play with the new patch. So before Grandmasters or Masters League was initiated yet, they tested it on the PTR. Yeah. So I streamed a little bit, and I played Protoss instead of my regular Terran on the PTR, and all I did was 4-gate. All I did was 4-gate, and I got to number 1 Grandmasters on the public test realm.
Wow.
Because there's not very many people that play on the public test realm, though.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's not too many people who play on that. So obviously getting to number 1 Grandmasters, I was like, yes, all right, awesome. Protoss is so sweet. And yeah, it was fun. I wanted to see Protoss easy, 4-gate, all you need. But Protoss, and then Protoss just kind of stuck after that, and I was like, yeah, okay, yeah, I like that. I like force fields and stuff like that. I enjoy PvP, even the mirror matchup. I just find any matchup that Protoss plays is a lot of fun to play. So basically, if you have fun playing the race, I mean, even Zerg seems pretty fun, but ZVZ kind of sucks a little bit. So, but PvP is PvP is nice. It feels kind of like rock paper scissors sometimes, but yeah. I mean, you go Twilight Council, or do I go Robo first, or something like that? Like, how can I get an advantage? But yeah, it's basically what race you most like the best. Like, oh, I like Cloak Banshees, or I like Charge Lots, or something like that, or like I like Colossus.
Yeah.
You kind of base it off that, and then you go from there. And you experiment a little, obviously.
Yeah.
And then you just find the one you're most comfortable with, and just kind of stick to it.
Wow. And now there you mentioned about the PTR. Well, it just reminded me again about the subject of tournaments. Mm-hmm. I mean, how many? Well, obviously we talked about this before when we first met, that there's just so many tournaments throughout the year, right? But what are the major ones, like people get hooked up in, where there are the major players enrolled? I
mean, you have your big one, which is GSL, which is the Global Starcraft League.
Yeah.
And that is based in Korea, where you have the Korean players playing mostly.
Yeah.
Not really too many foreign players. I think maybe maximum 3 players.
Yeah.
From not Korea, which I mean by foreign.
Yeah, exactly. Which is quite an interesting concept, right?
Yeah. You get used to it after a while, though.
Yeah.
And so a lot of people like seeing the Korean players play. Like they bring out really good games, really good games, and it's awesome to watch them. It's great to watch a prepared StarCraft match, where they've had a week to prepare for this matchup. On these maps, go and just try to annihilate each other, and you see a lot of really thought out builds and stuff like that, and really a good amount of nuances where just specific, being really specific to a certain player and maybe his style. But other than GSL, you have MLG, which is based in North America.
Yeah. Which
you get all types of players, foreign and Korean, coming in and play, which is awesome. There's good money in that. Actually, MLG just raised their prize pool, I believe. I think they have it now at, I want to say it's like $76,000 prize pool for their winter arena or something like that, where first prize gets $25,000 and top 16 get, I think, top 16 gets $1,000 or more depending where you finish second or something like that. Yeah, so it's a lot. It's a lot of money that they're pouring into StarCraft right now, which is good to see for MLG. For Europe tournaments, DreamHack is they put all over Europe. Home Story Cup has actually been a really popular tournament where they could see the players. They're not so much in a tournament environment as Home Story Cup.
Yeah,
they're actually just like they're all hanging out at a house.
Yeah,
and they're playing for fun. They get some of the players to come cast games randomly, and it's actually really cool to see. It's a lot different than a regular tournament where the players are just really serious or they're just doing their thing. They're not really, you don't really get to see the players in their natural environment, let's say. So that's always awesome to see. But another one in North America would be the NASL, which is sort of like
smaller GSL basically.
It's actually a larger GSL because they play way more games.
Really?
Way more games. Oh my goodness! It's actually, I'm not a fan of the format really because it's just too much StarCraft to even keep up with. But they have it's the North American Star League.
Yeah,
and they do almost like a season. What it is, they have a pool of, I believe, 8 players, and they do a round robin each week. So they play one match each week in that round robin, and then after the standings, they go into a bracket.
Yeah.
and from the bracket they play eventually till they get to the top 8, and I think a top 8 go into a live event from there, and it's single elimination in that bracket, and it's so long, it's drawn out. You have to keep up with it. It's a lot of time invested. Meanwhile, I mean GSL, it takes a month to finish, I guess.
Yeah,
but it's not like they're playing round robin stuff like that. They do round robin, but it's constantly moving ahead. It's like a bracketed system in a sense.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And it's quicker, and it's time invested. Obviously, you need 4, but
yeah,
it's good. I really like the GSL format. They have excellent casters, which makes you really want to watch it. And if you need Starcraft to watch, I'll go there and just look at it, and I'll have my notebook out, which I'm doing now, and write down some of the builds and stuff like that. And it's good to see. I mean, there's a lot of major tournaments that are popping up now, and even smaller tournaments such as Playhem Dailies, right?
Yeah.
That it helps and adds to the prize pool monies. It's good though. It's good to see that more and more money is getting poured into esports, and all the sponsors are coming towards there now and bring it to the forefront. That I really hope it can get kept up here in the future.
Yeah, and as a StarCraft gamecaster, and also as a fan of StarCraft, like what are the game players, the pro game players, or even the upcoming ones that you're sort of looking out for?
I mean, I'm a little bit more biased towards the foreigners because technically I'm a foreigner too. I really like Evil Genius's Huck. He plays Protoss as well. I mean, Protoss players I really like too.
Huck, I like very much.
Play Protoss. He's a funny guy.
So you have met him?
I met Huck as well. I have his autograph as well.
Oh,
as well as Idra on my and Boxer. Actually, did I send you the picture of me with Boxer? I can't remember. Oh, I probably didn't actually.
Yeah, I don't think so.
No. Yeah, I actually got to meet Boxer too.
Man,
I got a picture of him. It was super awesome. I love my personal favorite would be Boxer. Boxer he's hardworking. He's unreal. I really like White Raw too. But for guys who are like at the tip top right now of the league, Naniwa's doing exceptionally well.
Yeah.
Nesty has always been hyped up by Artosis.
Yeah.
But he's won the most GS. Well, he's tied it. Can't remember now. I think he has the most GSLs with MVP maybe. MVP was the Terran player.
Yeah.
He plays incredibly. He's doing so well. The up and coming story actually, where there's been recently, is of Jockji. He is from the team NS Hoso. He pretty much came out of nowhere to win a GSL, which was awesome to see because you never see that usually in GSLs. Like it hasn't happened yet. Well, other than Jockji now, who actually took out Lenok, who is also another top tier player who plays Zerg. Jockji came and he played an incredible set of matches in the finals for GSL, just showing really brilliant skill of a newcomer and sort of making Lenok look a little bit foolish. And you could just see the preparation. And I mean, he was the one that looked at Overlord scouting patterns, and on the map Daybreak, he placed a barracks in a certain position and where he could lift it off and kill an Overlord early in the game. And and then Zergs can now not do that because he did that now for the first time. He is a groundbreaking Terran where, well, I wouldn't say he's groundbreaking, but he did something that no one else had done. And after, a year and a half of StarCraft and seeing that, it's awesome to watch a player who no one really knows perform.
Oh my god! But that's just amazing creativity. Like, who comes up with that?
You know what? Performing at such a high level like that, like Jockji did, it was unreal. But yeah, so Jockshi's a really good Terran player from Korea as well. A lot of the Koreans are super good. For foreigners, you have Idra. Yeah. Idra's really solid. He's very consistent. Huck, Naniwa. Other than that...
How about a Playhem, for example? Because for me, I see there's so many good players at Playhem. Oh my god.
There's a lot of really good players. Like, the top tier is very hard to break into, though. It's about being consistent. But at Playhem, you get a lot of good players, too, where you get Startail Rainbow, who plays a little bit unorthodox, meaning like he chooses something that you really don't see very often.
Yeah?
Oh yeah, he'll throw in like a Thor Banshee in TVT or something like that. All in, yeah. Who else? There's a lot of good players. There's Asuobs, who played UGPSS. Yeah, he plays Protoss. Infinity 7's Honor. Complexity's Gosu user plays in a bunch of them. Like these are all very solid players who don't really get too much notability, but they're still able to perform at a pretty high level.
Okay, there's something I wanted to ask as well in terms of the players that I don't think people would even suspect this for esports, but cheating in esports.
Okay, well, I mean, there's in professional live tournaments, cheating is really non-existent where the computers are provided.
Yeah.
So you can't really put on any software that might give you an advantage over your opponent. So in that way, there's no real cheating. In online tournaments, though, it's very well possible because you don't know what the other person has on their personal computer. They could have a map hack.
Yeah.
It usually doesn't happen though. Usually we don't really see that very often.
Yeah.
Yeah, really only when not in a tournament scene. Although there is stream cheating where a match is getting streamed and casted.
Yeah.
And the player who's playing in the match is actually watching the stream and getting the information. That has happened in Playhemt several times where we've had to go back into the replay, and sometimes it'll actually show their APM dropping down to 0.
Yeah, actions per minute in the case, like
yes.
how many clicks on the mouse. Yeah,
and it'll show which will mean they're alt-tabbing to check the stream.
Yeah.
And we will be like, okay, well, you're stream cheating, and you should not have this information. They're basically blindly countering what their opponent is doing without getting the proper scouting information.
Yeah.
So with that, you know, it sucks to see that happen, but you get banned for it. You get the appropriate action happening with that. I mean, you get banned from Playhem altogether, not just from that tournament, but forever. You get banned from Playhem. You cannot participate anymore in any tournaments from us, which is good, which is very appropriate. You do not. If you're going to cheat, you do not deserve to.
So yeah, it's pretty harsh, I would say. Like once you get caught, you're never allowed.
You're scarred for the rest of your life, and you're known as a cheater.
So okay, and going to a more light side of esports, and we were talking about your personal favorite players, be it pro and upcoming ones.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, have you ever casted one of those? Like any tournaments where those people were involved?
Oh yeah. I got to cast actually one of Idra's games. Yeah.
Oh.
Back in the day, it was awesome. It was my first casting Idra. Awesome. And it was on Steps of War, and he 12 drone rushed, and the game went over really fast. Yeah. But actually, that same, not the same tournament, but a different tournament. I got to cast the finals of Jerubi versus Liquid Haypro. And
Liquid Haypro is good.
Yeah, and that was on Delta Quadrant, and it was insane. It was an unreal match.
How come?
Haypro was so far ahead. He built Ultralisk, he was going after, and then Jerubi somehow came back, defended against all this, and Jerubi somehow won the game. It was unreal. I could not believe it. It was one of the best finals I'd ever seen, that I had ever even casted, and that was awesome. When I was in MLG, I got to cast Leenock. One of Leenock's games against Gosu's Gatored. That was awesome. And Leenock actually ended up winning Providence. And with Playhem, I mean, you get to cast the Muslim. I think I've casted.
Oh yeah.
You get to cast a whole bunch of other pros who get involved in that. Maxlav and casting those dudes. I'm trying to think who else I've casted. I mean, I've casted replays.
Yeah.
Where TLO versus Liquid TLO versus Liquid Tyler, in Control versus Polt, and people like that, and replays and stuff. So replays allow you to cast pro players, but it really gets yourself going when you get to cast it live.
Live, yeah.
When they're actually playing, and you're watching it live. That really, I mean, replay. Yes, technically they're doing it, and whatever, but. Yeah. When you're there and you're like, I was there right when it was happening, and it's just something a little bit different. You get a little bit more excited.
Were those one of your most memorable moments as a caster, or?
Well, casting the Leenock Gatored game was probably by far my most memorable, because it was just for the fact that it was at MLG.
Yeah.
And I still remember what Leenock did. He actually all-in'd twice.
Yeah.
And he canceled a hatchery that he tricked Gatored into thinking, I'm expanding, and then canceled that hatchery. He had a Roach Warren going, right? So, and he just won from there, and it was brilliant all-in by Leenock, and I was so surprised, and it's so great to watch him play just live. And then my other one would be the 12 drone rush by Idra, because he actually apologized.
He did?
Yeah, he apologized to the opponent, saying, "Oh, it's just the map. I'm sorry, it sucks. The map sucks." Because Steps of War for Zerg was just terrible, and if you can win with the 12 drone rush on Steps of War, you know how short that map distance rush distance is.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, because that was like my first game. I was like, Idra, it's Idra. Oh my goodness, are you kidding me? It's actually him. Like, I thought this guy, he was just legendary in my eyes, basically, and it was surreal almost the first time I got to cast him.
Now that we're talking about the scene of tournaments and players, what about the scene of Starcraft scene for Winnipeg or Manitoba in general? How would you describe that?
It's at first I didn't really think there was much to it, really, but I kind of looked up Winnipeg in the Team Liquid forums. I found out there's a group of people who play Starcraft too in Winnipeg. It's alive and thriving, man. We have some really, really good players. I know Kelly, who is probably one of the best players here, that plays Protoss in Winnipeg. He used to play Brood War, I want to say professionally. Like he was really, really good, like practicing with like In Control and all the pros from there. So I think he was really good. And his skills have transferred over to StarCraft too, where he's taken second twice already in the tournaments. But I mean, the guy who's taken first has been unreal and really good Terran player. So we have some really, really good players. We have some maybe not so good players, obviously, but you know what? Being involved in the StarCraft community, I applaud them too. So it's awesome. And even not coming out to tournaments though, like the Barcraft scene, which has just started up now in Winnipeg.
Yeah.
It was insane. I could not believe the turnout for it. I was like, all these people are here to watch StarCraft and drink beer at the same time. What? Unbelievable.
It was held at the King's Head, right?
Yes, the King's Head pub.
I'm dying to go there and just watch some StarCraft.
Your first one will be incredible. Hopefully there'll be a lot of people there again.
No, I'm we talked about this before even. Like it's gonna be probably or end of February or the one on March for MLG Columbus, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to be going to.
Are you going to be in Ohio?
Yeah, I'm going to Ohio. I'm going to Ohio just because I'm going to go. I don't know if I'm casting it or not.
Oh, okay.
I have no clue. I might just go there and ask again. Who
knows?
That
would be awesome. That would be like the story repeats itself.
That would be hilarious. But I'm just going to go there. I know a lot of the Playhem guys are going too, so even if I don't get to cast, I'll go just hang with them and chat with them and just have a really good time.
Yeah.
But
so I won't see you at the Barcraft then?
The Columbus one, maybe not. But if the MLG, if they do the Winter Arena and they cast that
for end of February, you mean?
Yeah, around there. They're not gonna have a live event for that anyway. So.
Oh, okay.
I'll probably just come down to the Barcraft if they're gonna have some stuff there. And
that would be awesome.
It's so cool. I mean, I know a lot of my friends who were involved. Like, it's funny because actually, I just remember this now. A couple of my friends who were into StarCraft, too, we used to watch the GSL together at the university. After we all had a class together, and we all had a spare right after that class, so we would all watch GSL VODs on my account. We all used to log in, whatever.
Yeah.
And then we would watch together, and we'd be like, oh, what the... We'd time it up, we'd be like, okay, 3, 2, 1, play.
Yeah.
And then we'd play from there, and then we'd go, and then we'd talk about the games after, and that was actually phenomenal. I miss that a lot. That's something I'm going to miss about watching with other people. Is it's awesome to watch StarCraft with other people because you get their opinions and stuff like that, and their excitement, and you find yourself getting involved more into the game and like really into it.
And no, that's that's the thing that I'm dying to
experience.
To experience, exactly. Thank you, because. Well, being a fan of StarCraft and getting excited as well when you're seeing some build or some attack or whatever tactic that someone is using.
Yeah.
And being surrounded with people that share the same excitement and you're watching a game, it's just that the environment must be electrifying, basically.
It's unreal. I mean, the first MLG that we had at Barcraft here, Huck won. So, I mean, a foreigner winning. A foreigner pub having, obviously cheering for Huck. And cheers going around, like everyone's yelling and screaming, being loud and stuff, and just cheers going out hearing Huck win. It was awesome. It was so freaking sweet. And I got apparently they showed one of my VODs at the Barcraft because when I casted at MLG, they had access to them, so they They showed it after MLG. They finished up there.
Whoa!
So that was pretty cool. They're really supportive, and I can only do whatever I can to help them out. So I actually made their poster for them. Yeah, it's sweet, man. Barcraft coming to Winnipeg didn't seem like it would be an actual thing, but you know what? We got the Jets back, and we got Barcraft now.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
Life is good.
That's true. And how people here from Winnipeg, how can they get involved with the Starcraft community here? I mean, how can they get in touch? Is there a website or something like that?
Yeah, there's a website. I believe if you look up Baseland, or just look up Winnipeg Baseland, there's a forum, and that's where actually the Manitoba Starcraft League forums are based off of.
Yeah.
So you can sign up there. You can also come out to the Baseland tournaments, which is where the main StarCraft 2 tournaments are happening.
Yeah, and when those...
I believe they come in May and November, so twice a year.
Okay.
May and November, you can sign up. You have to bring your own computer and monitor and everything. Bring your whole setup.
Yeah.
Sign up early because we actually sell it now. We're going to be at capacity.
Wow. How many people?
Well, there's people playing LOL as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's LOL tournaments which we're going to be casting as well. But for StarCraft, I think we had 30 people sign up for the tournament. But that is that's nowhere near the StarCraft community that we have in Winnipeg, though. But that's the people who could obviously have the availability of moving their computer towards the LAN. And I mean, I know the people who running the LAN, like our group really wants. Like, we really wish that a lot more people could get involved, and we didn't have to make people bring their computers. Yeah. But we just don't have the money to bring in our own computers, and it's just not viable at this point. But we can only hope that we can grow from there and just get bigger and bigger and bigger, and people come out. I mean, you can come watch. We have live commentary now at Baselands, which I'm going to be doing for StarCraft 2.
Nice.
It is a phenomenal atmosphere just to come out to your first LAN, and you definitely come out, because getting to meet all the people in StarCraft 2 in Winnipeg, they're all super awesome people.
So I can't be more excited about it. I mean, I'm really thrilled to hear that, and hopefully it grows. Hopefully it does grow. Well, anyway, now that we're talking about these upcoming tournaments, what do you have planned for this year in terms of your activities as a video game caster and learning the game and whatnot?
I'm going to be continuing with the Playhem daily. Right now, I'm on Wednesdays.
Yeah.
Every Wednesday night at 7 o'clock p.m. CST. I have applied for another casting job where it's going to be what I hear is once a month.
Okay.
And it's going to be between certain regions of North America. So I think we are grouped in with Nunavut, maybe Northwest Territories.
Really?
Yeah, and Saskatchewan too. We're grouped in kind of there, the central players. And then we'll play against other, say from the States or something like that, maybe different states or the western provinces maybe, or even eastern.
That would be freaking awesome.
Yeah, so then we'll get to call the games from there and stream them, and people will watch their local team. I mean, we have our own team. The manager of the NBSL is the coach of our team for the, I can't remember what it's called. It's the North American. I just can't remember the name right now. Yeah, it's like a regional tournament, like North American regional something or rather. But it's really awesome. I hope I can get on board with that. I'm hopefully going to be starting up videos for YouTube, maybe. Yeah, it takes a lot of work though. Processing videos takes a lot of time.
And whatnot. Yeah,
it uses up your computer, and I want to be doing stuff on my computer all the time.
Yeah,
I'm a nerd. And I don't have a laptop that I can just go over. Maybe I should buy one actually, but I'm hopefully going to be starting relatively soon here. Depending when this goes up, maybe I've already started it. Like my StarCraft school, basically. Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to call it yet, so it'll basically just boil down to me getting better at the game. Yeah, and my knowledge that I am learning will be passed on through blog form and through live stream form onto the viewers. Yeah, and I hope that people will tune in, and you can my info. Yeah, if I want to drop it right now. Yeah, sure. Is twitter.com/the-Psylence, PSYLENCE. Yeah. And everything is just /the-Psylence. My YouTube and my twitch.tv, which I'll be live streaming from, hopefully more and more every Sunday or whatnot. But it'll be cool, because right now I'm at Plat, but I want to get to Masters League by the end of this year. That was one of my New Year's resolutions, believe it or not. Really? Was to get to Masters League. So I haven't really I don't even know if I've played a game yet in this year Oh no, I have. I definitely have. So I posted
you streamed a ladder this year already, I think.
Yeah. So hopefully Masters League will happen. It's gonna take a lot of work though, and I'm willing to do that though because I want to build up my resume of casting, and I want to become a super awesome caster, and I want to know all these little things about the game. I want to know if I can see a factory going down, and then there's just like a little bit amount of gas left. I'm like, yep, he's going to build a reactor soon here at this timing, and blah 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 blah, because I know that because I've played it. So that's the goal. Is just becoming a better caster, becoming a better player, and just increasing my Starcraft level.
Nice. No, man, I'll be looking forward to that. Actually, and well, just to think, rep thing is, I think we covered a lot. I think.
Oh yeah.
In terms of Starcraft and whatnot. Well, if anything, if there's any shout outs or any highs or hellos you want to spread out to the world, to all your fans,
all my fans right now. Yeah. I mean, if I have fans, that's awesome.
No, you do. Come on. Are you kidding me? I've seen the reaction of the Playhemt chat. Oh, it was Psylence. Oh, love you. Hard too.
Oh, that's Kovacs though. He's actually the organizer of the NBSL and the coach and stuff.
Oh, he's the coach.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He's 16, I think, right now. Yeah, he's young.
Okay, wait. Explain me that. How can a 16-year-old guy can manage all this? That's amazing.
I don't know. He just has the time to do it. I mean, he's a really outgoing guy, and he'll spend as much energy as he can to do all this stuff. Basically, coaching, he just watches a bunch of his players play, makes sure they're ready for their matches. He's basically just an organizer for them, essentially. But
yeah,
it doesn't take too much right now because the NBSL isn't really too active.
Yeah.
We're thinking about organizing an online tournament, perhaps, whether or not. But as for shout-outs, shout out to Playhem. I mean, or MLG Lee, who really made me where I am now, just by giving me the chance to cast at MLG Providence. So I owe him a lot to what I'm doing right now, which it's incredible. And shout out to my mother and my parents in general, because they're being nothing but supportive of what I'm doing right now.
Yeah.
Say I don't show up for supper maybe because I'm casting the daily. My mom will bring me down like pizza, or she'll bring me down to supper.
Yeah.
And then so I can eat it while like we're on break or something, which is just super nice, and I really value that. And shout out to my girlfriend too.
Yeah.
She is again nothing but supportive for me, and that means a lot because
No, come on.
Being very supportive of a person and what they're doing when it seems a little bit unorthodox.
Yeah.
Like you said, like people react. Like actually, when I say, I commentate video games, I actually a lot of my friends are like, "Oh, that's awesome."
Yeah.
I actually get a lot of the awesome comments.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, it's actually kind of different. Then they wonder how you commentate video games. It's like, oh well, it's not like someone's playing like an RPG, and I'm like, oh, he just got the Ring of Doran. That's going to give him a +3 to his health. I'm like, no, this is like a fast-paced game that's going on like constantly. So it's awesome. My friends are fantastic, and I couldn't be more thankful.
Man, like if you have your family supporting you, even though they sort of like they still don't understand the intricacies and the complexity of it, but they know it because it's something that you love, man. Well, two questions. Just to close it up as well. Like, firstly, do you think that the Playhem cast, you included, will be interested in doing sort of like an everybody online at the same time together type of banter chat recorded podcast?
Well, I don't know if you know actually already, but
the after hours.
Wednesday night after hours.
Yeah,
that's kind of our banter chat. I mean, it kind of sucks for me and other people who have to work in the morning because I can't stay up chat with them because I have to go to my job in the morning, which is unfortunate, which is also another reason why I kind of want to make esports full time, because if I can just do YouTube videos whenever I want, I can set my own schedule. I can be on after hours and be a part of that, which is I watched some of the VOD. There was hilarious.
There were hilarious moments. I know.
Awesome. It's
well,
awesome.
Froden was there, up there in the middle center. Like, why is Froden there? And then Jordan started pointing out.
Yeah.
No, it's great.
Like those guys are hilarious, and I really hope that I can. I will probably be on one eventually. Where I just talk about stuff, but for now, I'm just gonna have to wait it out, and one day, man, one day. But yeah, it's I can't wait.
Last but not least. What is StarCraft to you, and what message would you give to upcoming casters or people that are really endeavored in making this their life?
Starcraft to me is a life-changing game where it brings so many people together that I've never experienced in my life. And it is an opportunity for me to pursue a career that I really thought not possible. It is my passion in life. Like I could not fathom what I would be doing right now if I was not involved in at least casting StarCraft or something in that way.
Yeah.
It has enriched my life in so many ways, and I've met so many people just because of it, and just because of a game. Yeah. No one thinks of that. No, you know, if I could give someone advice, the best advice that I heard, not gotten personally, but that I heard was from DJ Wheat, actually, that if you're going to go into eSports and you want to do a show or something, just do it. Don't think of really the quality, what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Just do it. The quality, the viewers will come. If it is good content and everything, people will come and watch. That is with the daily. That is very evident with the daily, because the daily's been going on for a while now. It's constantly been going on, and we've been moving up now. Now we get to sometimes to 1,000 viewers at a time. That is insane. I remember when I casted for 1,000 people one time. I remember when I casted for 3,000 people one time. It was ridiculous. I could not believe it. I couldn't believe it. It was. I was like, "There's so many people. Why? Whoa!"
Yeah.
You know. So be confident in yourself and do your thing. And follow what you love to do. That is my main advice for anyone. Follow what you love to do. Don't let anyone stop you.
Man, wise words, man, wise words. And man, I just it's amazing to see coming from somebody that it's. I mean, I can. It's easily. I mean, if anybody that will meet you or has met you will probably agree with me that. I mean, you're very passionate about what you do, and it's really noticeable. And you got the skills, man. I mean, you got the presence, you got the knowledge, and you're building more knowledge even, and you got the voice as well. And you know, it's anyway, yeah. It's thank you so much for doing this, man. Thanks for the time.
No problem. Thank you for having me on.
Yeah. Anyway, I think that's a wrap, guys. So hope you enjoyed this, and I'll catch you guys later.